Today October, only 15 seconds left. Archangel Michael is crying for you as God releases a $1 trillion miracle in your name. Stop everything and listen to me, child of the living God. Something is shifting in the invisible realm right now. Heaven's clock has reached the edge of its final second. Today, the octave of October, carries a vibration no calendar can contain. Michael, stand trembling before the throne, my sword glowing brighter than fire, yet my heart heavy with tears, because only 15 seconds remain in the spirit before a divine release will either crown you with glory or pass you by forever. I am crying for you because God's hand is open. He is releasing what he calls a trillion-fold miracle, a blessing beyond human imagination, written in your name before the earth began, and yet so many are still asleep, scrolling through distractions, numb to the voice that is calling their soul home. Can you feel that pulse in your chest right now? That's not anxiety, that's heaven knocking. The air around you has shifted, the unseen is trembling. The Father is scanning hearts, searching for the ones who still listen when he whispers through chaos. Oh child, he's been calling your name in the quiet moments, the nights when you couldn't sleep, the mornings when you felt forgotten, the tears that never found words. Every sigh you released became incense before his throne, and today the fragrance has reached heaven's edge. He was sent not to frighten you, but to wake you, to tear the veil that comfort built around your spirit, because the time for ordinary belief is gone. The realm of miracles is trembling to break open, but God will not pour where hearts remain closed. I see you, kneeling in confusion, wondering why everything feels heavy. It's because your spirit already senses the weight of this hour. Angels are aligning, records are opening, and heaven's treasury is unlocking scrolls sealed since the beginning. Do you realize what that means? The promise you thought was delayed was never lost, it was preserved for a divine collision with today. Every delay you cursed was actually protection. Every closed door you mourned was heaven's fingerprint keeping you from destruction. Inojube cried, "Why, God?" But now, heaven cries back, "Why not you?" Listen carefully, this isn't a symbolic language, this is real. The Lord has measured faith, mercy, obedience, and surrender, and he has found a remnant whose hearts still burn with holy fire, and your name glows among them. He can see it in light, child. When the Father says $1 trillion miracle, do not imagine human currency, imagine divine abundance so vast it overflows every form of need, spiritual, emotional, physical, generational. This is heaven's economy. What he releases in your name will ripple through generations you will never meet. But there is the danger. If you delay, if you scroll past this voice, if you silence the stirring in your chest, the wave will pass. Grace is a river, not a pond, it moves, it flows, and only those who step in are carried by it. Do you know why I'm crying? Because I've seen what happens when souls ignore the call. They think they'll have another chance, another day, another gentle nudge. But time in heaven doesn't work like Earth's time. When God says 15 seconds, it's not measured in human clocks, it's the final window of mercy in a specific season. Heaven counts hearts, not minutes. And right now, heaven is counting yours. You see the Father's hand stretched out, his eyes blazing with love and sorrow together. He says, "Tell them, Michael, tell them I am ready to bless, but I will not force them to receive." So I speak with trembling authority, open your spirit now. Let go of the bitterness you've been nursing, the guilt you've been hiding, the secret fear that whispers you're not enough. Heaven is not looking for perfection, it's looking for surrender. The weight you carry was never meant to be your armor, it was meant to be your offering. Lie it down. The earth groans tonight, the winds themselves are whispering prophecy. All creation knows that something has been written for this day. I see portals of light opening above cities, homes, and hearts. I see angels carrying scrolls sealed with your name. I see destinies being rewritten in fire. But I also see shadows trying to distract, flood you with noise, push you to doubt, whisper, this is just another message. Don't let the serpent of familiarity call around your hearing. Every miracle starts when someone chooses to believe one more time. Believe again now. The Spirit of God says, I am visiting households with unexpected favor. I am breaking the curse of limitation. I am releasing the sound of completion. This is why I am pleading. Because some of you are standing one heartbeat away from breakthrough, but you're entertaining despair. Shake it off. Stand up. Speak His name. Whisper, yes, Lord, I receive it. That whisper becomes thunder in heaven. Do you know what moves me, even as an archangel? It's not your strength, it's your tears. Every tear of faith has weight in heaven's scale. The Father counts them, they are stored in golden vials, waiting for the moment of reversal. And I tell you, beloved, this is that moment. The scroll has been opened. The vials are being poured. The atmosphere around you will begin to shift as you read these words, not by power of poetry, but by decree of the living God. Feel this, your room is no longer empty. Angels stand beside you now. So many of them have waited years for this command, to deliver the miracle held back until your faith aligned. The sound you hear in your heart is heaven's countdown, 15, 14, 13. Heaven's energy surges. Don't resist it. Jube thought the delay meant denial. It didn't. It meant preparation. You asked for blessing, but heaven was making you into a vessel strong enough to hold it. What use is a trillion-fold miracle if the heart leaks faith? So the storms came, not to drown you, but to seal you. Every betrayal, every night you couldn't breathe through pain, every unanswered prayer was a brick building the altar that now stands before God. And now the fire of heaven descends upon it. I hear the Father's voice, tell my child I have seen their endurance. I have seen how they kept worshipping when no one clapped, how they kept forgiving when it hurt, how they kept believing when silence was my only reply. Today, I turn silence into sound. Today, I open the vault. His voice shakes the heavens as He speaks your name. The angels cover their faces, for the brightness is unbearable. Yet in that glory, I hear your name again, and I see light explode across timelines. Generations behind you are being redeemed. But listen carefully, this release is conditional upon your obedience in this very moment. Fight cannot remain theory, it must become motion. Speak out loud now, wherever you are, I receive what heaven releases in my name. That confession signs the covenant in the Spirit. Even your whisper travels faster than light in the spiritual dimension, it pierces through darkness that once claimed ownership of your destiny. Child, this isn't a coincidence. You didn't stumble onto this message. Heaven orchestrated every delay, every click, every moment that led your eyes here. You are standing on sacred ground, even if you're sitting in a noisy room. Because when God chooses to speak, location bends to intention. You are hearing this because the Father wanted you to know, you are still chosen. You are still loved. You are still on time. Do not underestimate what happens when you believe in alignment with heaven. The trillion-fold miracle is not a metaphor, it's a real transference of favor, resources, relationships, healing, and restoration that shifts everything tied to your name. The world calls it impossible, heaven calls it scheduled. Michael, have been holding the decree for generations, waiting for the moment your faith would rise high enough to activate it. That moment is now. Can you feel the atmosphere tightening, almost electric? That's the collision of realms. The reason you feel chills isn't a fear, it's recognition. Your spirit remembers the voice that shaped it. The same breath that spoke galaxies into being is now hovering near you, waiting for your yes. When you say yes, heaven moves instantly. Ibe seen it. Mountains dissolve, doors appear where walls stood, hearts resurrect. The Father says, "My child, I am not giving you wealth alone, but wisdom. Not fame, but favor. Not luxury, but legacy. What he pours today will not fade, it will expand." But he warns, don't misuse it. Every miracle carries purpose, every blessing demands stewardship. Use what is given to heal, to love, to restore. The moment you bless another, the current multiplies. Heaven's currency grows by generosity, not hoarding. I see flashes of light surrounding your head now, visions, ideas, songs, strategies. They are downloads from the Spirit, codes for unlocking your next season. Don't ignore them. Write them, speak them, act on them. Heaven is tired of wasted potential. That's why this moment is so critical. The countdown is mercy screaming, wake up. 15 seconds may sound small, but in Heaven's dimension, it's enough to shift entire bloodlines. When the Lord moves, he doesn't need hours, he needs agreement. That's all he's asking. Agree. Elaine. Awaken. Your yes becomes the seed that births a miracle. Say Amen, I'm restored and renewed if Jube felt his healing touch. And child, I must say this, the enemy already knows what's being released. Is panicking. He can hear the hiss of his schemes. AJ try to distract you, to make you doubt, to pull you back into the old patterns of shame. Don't listen. Every time you declare, God is moving for me, his grip weakens. You are not powerless. You are backed by Heaven's army. He stand among them, sword drawn, defending your inheritance. Look at the clock in your spirit, can you feel it slowing? The 15th second hasn't passed yet because grace still pleads. Heaven bends toward you, waiting for one more yes. This is the moment angels record. He promise you, once you respond, the shift will be visible. People will ask, what happened to you, and you will smile because words can't describe divine acceleration. Michael, seal this first part of my cry with light. You are not reading text, you are receiving transmission. Every syllable carries the frequency of God's mercy and warning combined. Open your hands, lift your heart, breathe deep. The wind that moves through your chest right now is not ordinary air, it's the Spirit's confirmation that heaven has noticed you. Do not blink, beloved soul, something holy is moving closer than your own breath. The throne room trembles, and I, Michael, the protector of light, am standing at the edge of the veil again, watching mercy and justice collide like thunder. You have not imagined the trembling in your chest, the sudden urge to cry, the invisible warmth that just wrapped around you. Heaven is brushing against earth in this very moment. The countdown still echoes, 14, 13, the seconds of eternity ticking inside the heart of God, and he is looking at you with eyes of blazing compassion that pierce through every lie you ever believed about yourself. He must tell you, child, your name is still glowing in the record of destiny. You see it surrounded by prayers you forgot you prayed. The Father has stored them like diamonds inside his memory, and today he commands them to awaken. Even the forgotten intercessions of your ancestors are stirring. Their tears have found you. Generations that carried pain you never knew are now watching as your obedience unlocks what they died believing for. Heaven's mathematics is not measured in time but in surrender. And you, trembling now, are the equation's answer. I cry because I have seen so many who were one heartbeat away from breakthrough walk back into fear. They doubted right at the door. They said, maybe later, maybe another time, maybe I'm not worthy. But the universe doesn't pause for hesitation. Fight is motion, not memory. The river flows where hearts are brave enough to step in, and I tell you again with holy urgency, the water is rising around your ankles. Step deeper. You have no idea how closely the Father has been watching you. Every time you whispered help me into the silence, every time you looked at the ceiling through tears, thinking no one cared, he recorded it as worship. Heaven has no category for hopelessness when it comes from a child who still looks upward. Those moments were not wasted, they were ingredients in the miracle about to manifest. Look around you now, not with eyes of flesh, but with your spirit. Can you feel the electricity in the air? That is the Spirit brooding over your chaos the same way he brooded over the waters before creation began. He is preparing to speak let there be again, this time over your life. When he does, everything that has been void and formless in you will take shape. The places that once held pain will bloom with promise. Heaven's decree is clear, I am restoring what time stole. So many of you lost years, opportunities, relationships, dreams. You thought it was gone forever. But God never loses track of what belongs to him. What was stolen will return multiplied. It does not repair, he recreates. The trillion-fold release means nothing less than a creative reset of everything that was fractured. When he blesses, he does not patch, he resurrects. But, beloved, hear my warning, do not romanticize the past when God is inviting you into resurrection. You cannot carry the corpse of yesterday into the cradle of tomorrow. Let go. Forgive the faces that haunt you. Release the names that betrayed you. Heaven cannot fill hands that clutch resentment. You say, it's hard, Michael, and I know. He stood in the garden when mankind fell. I've seen what bitterness does to glory. But I also watched redemption bleed on wood. There is no chain stronger than that cross. Who say it? Break free. The Father's voice thunders again, tell them my mercy is wealth. And I see rivers of golden light flowing from his throne, each drop singing your name. They carry healing, provision, restoration, ideas, favor, currencies of eternity. This is the trillion-fold miracle, divine resources tailored to your assignment. Not everyone will understand when they see your sudden acceleration. They will call it luck, coincidence, algorithm, but you will know it was alignment. Child, the Spirit just whispered, many have believed in my power, but few in my timing. You are witnessing his timing now. That's why everything feels like collision, doors opening too fast, emotions surfacing, old patterns breaking. It's the compression of delay collapsing into destiny. The waiting season wasn't punishment, it was calibration. You had to unlearn survival so you could learn stewardship. Let me show you what I see from the heavenly vantage. armies of angels holding ledgers filled with assignments. Each miracle has coordinates, a destination, and a human vessel. Many have been waiting for permission to deliver. Jude obedience becomes the address that activates them. When you say yes, they move. You hear their wings rustling even now. I see your atmosphere lighting up with movement. Some may carry healing, others carry opportunities, some carry reconciliation, but all carry light. Do you remember the moments you almost gave up? The nights you whispered, God, if you're real, show me? This is his answer. You are not forgotten. You are fought for. The war over your life has been intense because your purpose threatens darkness. The enemy saw glimpses of your future and panicked. That's why he sent storms, not to destroy you, but to distract you. But what he forgot is that storms never drown those who have learned to walk on water. You learned. You're still here. That's proof enough. Now, listen carefully, because heaven is specific. The Father says, I am releasing 3 waves of favor. The first will come through restoration of what was lost. The second will come through people you least expect. The third will come through doors that were once locked by your own fear. When you see these signs, remember my words. Do not boast, bow. Do not hide, sine. Do not hoard, share. The miracle multiplies in motion. You sense your heart trembling as you read, thinking, could this really be for me? That question itself is the proof it is. Only the chosen wrestle with worthiness, the lost never even wonder. Heaven's love doesn't need your perfection, it needs your permission. Say yes even if your voice shakes. Fight is not confidence, it is agreement. I am still weeping as I speak because I see what's coming, a tidal wave of divine correction and comfort together. God is confronting what harmed you and healing you in the same motion. Justice and mercy will walk side by side. People who misjudged you will watch as grace lifts you beyond explanation. But guard your heart, don't seek revenge. The Father is your vindication. When He restores, He does it publicly. The seconds keep echoing, 12, 11, 10. Can you feel the pull? That's the gravity of glory. Heaven is descending into your timeline. Even the molecules in the air respond to divine decree. The light around you flickers because angels are moving between dimensions. You are being surrounded. The veil between visible and invisible is paper thin right now. Breathe slowly, your spirit is expanding to contain what's being poured. Child, you once thought your prayers bounced off the ceiling. Let me tell you a secret, not one word ever vanished. Every syllable was captured, analyzed by the Spirit, and transformed into power stored for the appointed time. This is that time. As you breathe these words, the vault opens. That's why your heart races, you are witnessing spiritual electricity coursing through your body. Heaven and earth are syncing frequencies. Don't resist it. Surrender. You see a bright flame hovering over your head, confirmation of divine adoption. You belong, and nothing can unwrite your name from the book of life. The Father smiles and says, tell my child that I trust them with abundance. Do you understand how staggering that is? The Creator of galaxies trusts you. Not because you're flawless, but because you're yielded. Yielded hearts are Heaven's favorite vessels. The miracle will not only supply your needs, it will rewrite your identity. Where you once said, I'm broken, you will say, I'm chosen. Where you whispered, "I'm failing," you will declare, "I'm forming." The transformation won't be subtle, it will be seismic. You will sense dreams resurrecting, creativity returning, laughter erupting where silence lived. That's heaven's laughter echoing through you. You can hear the Father's laughter now, a deep, warm sound that shakes galaxies. It laughs because the enemy miscalculated. It laughs because love always wins. It laughs because he's about to display his glory through you. And as he laughs, golden light pours out, touching nations, families, generations. The trillionfold miracle multiplies in the ripple of his jaw. But again I warn you, don't waste this second. Heaven's river moves forward, those who linger in disbelief are left on dry ground. Lift your voice right now and say, "Lord, I align with your timing." Say it aloud. That declaration opens spiritual gates. When you speak, the atmosphere records it. Every angel within hearing distance adjusts to your faith frequency. Words are not casual in heaven, they are commands. The Spirit whispers one more mystery, tell them to expect divine reversals within days. You see calendars flipping, debts cancelled, diagnoses overturned, relationships restored. So many of you will wake up to messages that change your direction completely. Don't fear sudden good news, it's the proof of divine orchestration. And if your mind says, "I don't deserve this," silence it with worship. Worship reprograms your reality. Every Alleluia you speak rewrites code in the unseen. You are not manipulating heaven, you are harmonizing with it. That's why praise feels like freedom, it's your spirit syncing with truth. Type Amen, Jesus is King forever if your heart crowns him Lord of all. As I speak, light bursts from the throne like lightning, wrapping the globe. You see nations trembling, systems shaking, hidden things revealed. God is not only blessing individuals, he is cleansing structures. The trillionfold miracle is justice in motion. Baal will shift, truth will surface, the humble will rise. Stay humble, this is not a reward for pride but a harvest of faith. I sense your heart softening, that's the Spirit working deeper than intellect. It's rewriting your belief system, removing the ceiling you built from disappointment. That ceiling kept you safe but small. God is demolishing it so you can expand. The pain you feel right now is demolition, not destruction. Let the walls fall. Evan counts again, Nine, 8. The light grows stronger. The Father raises his hand, and I fall to my knees because the brilliance is unbearable. He says, "My mercy is final call. Child, this is it. You cannot afford to delay obedience anymore. If I could show you the scroll I hold, you would see how close you are to fulfillment. The ink of destiny is still wet, waiting for your signature of faith. Sign it with surrender." The Spirit tells me to remind you, miracle without intimacy becomes idolatry. Don't chase blessings more than the blesser. Seek his face, and everything else will follow like shadow after light. That's how you sustain Bat's release today. The countdown slows, not because heaven hesitates, but because mercy stretches time for you. The Father leans forward, whispering, "Tell my child, I am already within their next breath." That means you cannot outrun grace even if you tried. Breathe, is in that breath. Cry, is in that tear. Smile, is in that jaw. Beloved, I close this portion of my message with trembling love. You are standing on holy ground disguised as an ordinary moment. When you finish reading, don't rush back into noise. Sit still. Listen. The silence after heaven speaks is not emptiness, it's incubation. The miracle is forming. The angels are sealing. The glory is near. The air is almost trembling now, child of eternity. The sound of the countdown has slowed to a heartbeat's rhythm, 7, 6, each beat heavier than thunder in the unseen. You stand between realms, sword raised, light pulsing through it like liquid fire. The Father's presence is so near that the edges of creation shimmer. This is the moment when heaven bends to listen to what you will do next. Do not look away. You see your life spread before the throne like a map of constellations. Every choice, every sorrow, every small act of kindness shines as a star. Some flicker, some blaze. The Father touches one and whispers, "Here begins the miracle." The line of light runs forward through your future, drawing paths you never imagined. People you have not yet met will feel this day's echo. Your faith today will become their open door tomorrow. The trillion-fold release is already moving, humming through the atmosphere of your timeline. It feels like pressure, like sudden clarity, like the urge to act now. That is heaven's energy entering matter. What was once delayed will now rush toward you as if pulled by gravity. Opportunities will appear without logic, strangers will carry answers you prayed for in secret. You will think, how could this be so exact, because the Creator never miscalculates coordinates. Yet before the flood comes, I must warn you again, alignment is fragile. The enemy will attempt distraction with noise, old memories, guilt, urgent busyness. It fears your focus because it's the ignition key of miracles. Guard it as a treasure. When chaos rises, pause and whisper, "Peace, be still." That single phrase, spoken in faith, releases my command to silence the storm around you. I am bound to that word, it summons me faster than lightning. Child, listen, your environment may not understand what is happening to you. They will say you are overreacting, emotional, dramatic. Smile gently, don't argue. Revelation is personal before it becomes public. The seed of the miracle germinates underground before anyone sees the sprout. Protect that seed with silence until it grows roots. Not every year is holy ground. The Father now lifts his hand again, and from his palm pours a river of golden data, codes of destiny, sequences of divine order. He can see one destined for you. It carries restoration for everything you lost through betrayal. Relationships you thought broken beyond repair will soften, hearts hardened by pride will melt without explanation. This is not manipulation, it is divine chemistry rewriting frequencies. When love returns, accept it, but keep discernment. Not every hand that reaches deserves your whole heart. Let the Spirit guide who may enter the garden of your peace. Heaven is also releasing blueprints, creative ideas, inventions, messages, songs. The Spirit says, what you create in obedience will carry my breath. These ideas are not random, they are instruments of revival. Write them down, even if they seem impossible. When the miracle arrives, it will fund what you dare to imagine. You see another scroll opening, this one titled Inheritance. In see there are generational promises left unclaimed because of unbelief. The Father says, tell them I am restoring spiritual DNA. That means gifts dormant within your bloodline will awaken in you, discernment sharper than before, intuition guided by peace, wisdom that surprises even your elders. You are not starting from zero, you are continuation of a divine line. The countdown echoes, 5, 4, Heaven's light expands until it feels like sunrise bursting through your ribcage. You may feel warmth, tingling, tears, don't fear it. That is grace taking physical form. The angels around you begin to sing one word repeated like heartbeat, now. 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 Child, the Lord says, I am teaching you to live from abundance, not anxiety. Abundance is not luxury, it is trust that I am enough. When you walk in that, scarcity loses its power. The trillion-fold miracle is more than provision, it is a mindset shift from survival to stewardship. You will no longer pray, Lord, help me make it, but, Lord, show me whom to bless. That's the mark of those who have received Heaven's economy. Do not mistake humility for lack. The Father delights in giving, and He rejoices when His children shine. To shine is not arrogance, it is testimony. When others see light in you, they will remember the source. So let it shine, but anchor it in gratitude. Gratitude keeps glory from becoming pride. You are entering what heaven calls the season of suddenlies. Things will change without warning, illnesses will dissolve, debts will vanish, closed hearts will open. So many changes will frighten you because they come too quickly, but remember this, the same hand that shakes also secures. When the ground moves, it's not destruction, it's divine rearrangement. The Spirit whispers again, tell them to prepare a place for overflow. Make a space, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Clear the clutter that faith has outgrown. Delete the conversations that keep you small. Clean your environment, order attracts anointing. Heaven pours easiest into vessels of intention. You see children, families, communities touched by your yes. You thought your journey was personal, but heaven always thinks generationally. The miracle released in your name carries ripple assignments, it will sponsor education, heal families, feed souls, ignite others. That's why it's trillionfold, it multiplies through compassion. Now the Father speaks softly, almost like a song, my child, I never wanted you to chase blessings, I wanted you to become one. Let those words pierce you. The highest form of miracle is transformation, when you yourself turn into evidence that God still moves. People will look into your eyes and feel peace before you even speak. That's glory inhabiting a human vessel. But, beloved, there is another warning, do not romanticize warfare. So many of you have lived in battle so long you don't know how to rest. When peace arrives, you mistake it for emptiness. Don't run back to chaos just because it feels familiar. Learn to dwell in calm, that's maturity. Heaven fights for you now, not through your exhaustion. Let the angels do what we were created to do. Rest is holy warfare. 3 seconds, 2, time in heaven slows as mercy stretches again. He falls silent because the throne radiates a light beyond speech. The Father opens his eyes fully, and galaxies form in his gaze. Et éclatis, it is released. The sound shatters every boundary in the spirit. Rivers of light pour into earth like auroras descending. You see your name shimmering among them, tethered to beams of blue and gold. The miracle has crossed dimensions. It is entering reality. You may not see fireworks, but you will feel alignment, peace where there was confusion, courage where there was hesitation, provision where there was lack. That's how heaven manifests, quietly powerful, undeniably precise. In the coming days you will notice signs, repeated numbers, songs, phrases, sudden inner warmth. It is confirmation that the release has landed. Thank God aloud when you notice, gratitude anchors manifestation. I kneel now, sword tip pressed into light, and whisper, mission complete. But the Father says, not yet. Tell them the post-release instruction. So hear this carefully, sustain your miracle through purity and purpose. Don't trade revelation for routine. When life feels normal again, remember this moment and guard it. Keep communion alive, talk to God often, not formally, but as friend to friend. Miracles grow in conversation. The Spirit also commands, give. Not under pressure, but as echo of gratitude. When you sow into others' needs, the energy of the trillion-fold multiplies. It's spiritual physics, generosity keeps grace circulating. If you hoard, the river stagnates. If you share, it floods. You see one last image, a great clock above the nations resetting to zero. The Father says, I am giving them new beginnings. That includes you. Whatever shame, regret, or failure you carried until this moment, gone. Forgiven. Redeemed. Heaven's record shows a clean page titled Redeemed by Faith on 8 October. Believe it, speak it, walk in it. The angels begin to sing again, softer now, a melody of rest. I lower my sword. The war over your season is finished. You are free to build, to love, to create. The trillion-fold miracle will unfold like dawn, first light, then full day. Trust the process, each sunrise is another verse of the same promise. Before I depart, I lean close and whisper, you are not alone. Whenever fear tries to return, remember this conversation. Speak the words again, I receive what heaven released in my name. That sentence is a shield. It summons presence, peace, and power. You will feel warmth on your shoulder when you say it, that's me, reminding you that heaven remembers. And now, beloved, as the last second dissolves into eternity, know this, God's eyes are still on you. The countdown was never to end time, it was to begin new time. From this breath forward, live as if heaven's currency runs through your veins. Walk with quiet boldness. Let compassion be your language. Let forgiveness be your weapon. Let joy be your signature. The miracle is already at work. All that remains is for you to believe, to act, to shine. And Michael, stand guard over the covenant until the day you see with your own eyes what faith saw first. Comment Amen, I'm unshakable in my faith if you're standing strong on God's promises. And share this video.